From California State University, San Bernardino, it's Local Matters.
The March Airfield Museum and the Dickens Festival. Hello, I'm Zach Holbert and welcome to Local Matters, featuring stories from across the Inland Empire.
And I'm Richard Nelson. The Dickens Festival was erected to commemorate Charles Dickens, a British novelist whose legacy has lasted over 180 years. Reporter Robert Quintana illustrates how the festival goers celebrate the classic author by bringing to life the era of his most famous works.
Located in historic downtown Riverside, the Dickens Festival offers its visitors a chance to take a glimpse into the Victorian era by sight, sound, and even trying the food of the times, with even an opportunity to meet Charles Dickens himself.
Really, it's an opportunity to interact with the Victorian era, with people who share that likeness and who really know what they're talking about. There's a lot of really excellent historical experts here, so the people who play each of the characters really know their stuff. So when you talk to Mary Shelley, she knows Frankenstein like she wrote it. When you talk to H.G. Wells, he knows the War of the Worlds.
A lot of the stories we were raised with as children. There's the iconic Christmas Carol. Everyone knows that story. That story brings up the ideals of family values and bringing people together and just love and acceptance.
It's more like a sense of community, because everyone's just kind of, doing their thing. They're all walking around and they're all really happy, and I like to bask in that happiness. So I hope that they're all enjoying themselves is my favorite thing.
I think it's very important to remember where we come from, to be inspired again by the words that have been given to us by our ancestors.
Charles Dickens once said there is nothing in the world more irresistibly contagious than laughter and good humor, all of which were present and alive and well at the Dickens Festival in Riverside. For Local Matters, I'm Robert Quintana.
The March Airfield Museum provides tours to the community led by veterans who volunteer their time to preserve Air Force aviation history. Reporter Annissa Fitch takes flight to discover more.
The March Airfield Base Museum offers the public more than just an opportunity to fly back in time.
I'm a lead docent here at the Marchfield Air Museum, and in World War II I was serving in the Royal Air Force as a navigator, stayed in for 20 years. So we get people from all over the world here, Russia, China, all over Europe, Middle East. It's amazing. I don't know how they managed to find us, but some of them dyed-in-the-wool enthusiasts. They come in just dripping with cameras, doing all sorts of neat stuff.
The important thing is, in most cases with this museum, is to preserve a lot of the history that this museum has to offer. Vietnam, or World War II, or Korea, and those things are important. Even though they're war conflicts, it's still part of our history.
This is a teaching museum, and we have a lot of schools coming through, so the most fun I have is taking students around. Growing up at the end of World War II, of course, our World War II aircraft are important to me because I remember seeing them in the skies as a 5 or 6 year old. The SR-71 Blackbird, that's our centerpiece. World's fastest jet aircraft and a spy plane.
I'd also encourage to visit museums, not just ours, but any museum. Anything you find interesting, go there, see it, and get a good idea of what it did take. Then I feel like we've done our job.
Patriotism, memorabilia, and history is what you can expect to find at a fun-filled day. So take off and enjoy the ride. For Local Matters, I'm Annissa Fitch.
To keep updated with what Local Matters is doing, check out our Facebook and YouTube page. I'm Richard Nelson.
And I'm Zach Holbert. Join us next time for more local stories that matter.